AI is growing at a fast rate. It's infiltrating most industries, including the music industry. Do you feel the introduction of AI into hip hop music and the music industry in general is a good thing or a bad thing?
So I guess like most things, there's very nuanced, right? So it's not a black and white type question. And in fact, if we just replace AI for a moment in time and just say, okay, what is AI? It's a new piece of technology. And human beings, for as long as we've existed, have always created something, introduced technology, and something has changed. For the better or for the worse, I mean, obviously that's going to be very subjective, but let's just take it in this context. Human beings wanted to make music, let's say 10,000 years ago, but they didn't have a piano. So at some point, technology allowed human beings to create something called the piano, and the piano now has created some of the most incredible music that we've ever heard. The guitar, the same way. No, I get it. It's not lost on me that we have a new form of technology that is almost, in most people's minds, risking what the contribution of the human factor is to the music. But I'm going to take it one step further. Hip hop in and of itself, if we stop there, when the sampler was introduced, the sampler allowed you to literally loop something that was pre-existing. So a lot of people, when that technology came out, said, this isn't music, it's ruining music, it's destroying music. And then hip hop found a way. And the reason why hip hop found a way is because human beings find a way. Like, human beings are creative. And it's those creative people that take a piece of technology, understand it, manipulate it, and then create something with it that we never knew it was possible. So for me personally, on that question, I'm going to say AI technology is a great thing, provided that the creators who are handling it are using it to advance creativity. It becomes a very negative thing if all AI is doing is stealing, robbing something, and copying something. That's how the sampler could have been. If James Brown made a 4-bar loop and all I did was copy it and then put it out like it's my own, well, that piece of technology isn't very good. But if you look at a guy like DJ Premier or RZA or Pete Rock or any of the great producers, they take a James Brown loop, they chop it up, they add it up with a bunch of other loops, they chop those things up, they create a whole new composition that was never existing before. Now the technology advanced it. And that's my intention personally on how we're using AI, which is, can we allow it to expand the current creativity that exists within us as human beings, within you personally as a creator?
What about the AI companies that are coming out that are allowing people to create full songs that sound very realistic? I don't know if you've heard the 1950s soul version of Many Men by 50 Cent.
I did. I heard it and I was impressed with it. And I'll tell you why I was impressed with it. And again, like, covers have been part of music as well. So like a chunk of great Beatles hits were not written by the Beatles. So somebody else did it, they copied and redid it. Now I get it. AI's taking that to the very next level. But there still was a human being in the process of saying, hey, I love 50 Cent, Many Men. I'm going to put it into this AI thing. And then whoever decided, the person that did that had to decide which version of the AI was most appealing. So there's still a curator in the process. Is it ideal? Of course not. But I will say it gives that song a chance to be heard by a whole new audience that may have forgotten about it. Like in 5, 10, 15 years, that song may not be as relevant unless like you're a super 50 Cent fan and you're like up on his stuff and you play it all the time. But let's fast forward. I have children that, let's say in 10 or 15 years, turn around and never heard who 50 Cent is, and may never heard of one of their music. And if a piece of AI allows a whole new audience to maybe be like, hey, where did this song come from? Now all of a sudden they listen to the AI version, but they're going to dig a little bit and want to hear what the original sounded like if they fall in love with any piece of music. Now that's my optimism talking. Like, that's what I'm hoping, that pulling the silver lining out of the discussion, saying, hey, if you hear a song like Many Men that was created by 50 and now an AI version does it, it's my hope that when you hear the AI version, if it's good, you listen to it and then somebody's giving credit on the original, and now you chase the original as well and you want to hear that version. In that context, it could be helpful as far as keeping your song relevant longer to a much wider generation. And again, I'm kind of going back a bit. The first time I heard Zapp's More Bounce to the Ounce, that classic record. The first time I heard it was by EPMD doing You Got to Chill. Now, I think I was like 14 or 15 years old. I had no idea that You Got to Chill by EPMD was sampled, that they sampled Bounce from Zapp. But once I fell in love with that track and discovered it, I did some digging, and then I did go back and pick up the original record and have, a lot of appeal to it. So summarizing it, if the technology wasn't there for EPMD to sample that record, a schoolboy in 1987, 88 would never known that record came out in the 70s. And I just would never have been introduced to that track, and the likeliness of me falling in love with it would have gone down dramatically. If AI can do a portion of that, then I feel like there is some merit in it. AI is just stealing people's music. Well, that becomes a very different discussion.